Carrie to log in to Discord. While we are waiting for Carrie, I will go ahead and introduce us. Welcome to the Pirates of Drinax. We will be picking up right where we left off last week. But before we do, I'd like to thank the Friends of the Greenwater Guildhall. The first on that list. Well, if you're watching on Twitch, if you scroll down, you should see some tiles there. Those tiles will connect you to these fine people's websites. If you do not see the tiles, please click on my profile image and they should pop up for you. The first on the list is the Speechless Bard. She and her husband make beautiful leather products for your tabletop role-playing games. And she has a ton of different leather products. Examples would be like leather covers for your core rule books. She has a full line of dice bracelets. There is a dice rolling mat that when you roll it up, it looks like a spell scroll. She does absolutely amazing work, all hand stitched, hand stamped. She picks out each swath of leather personally. She does amazing work. If you are going to order, keep in mind that you should give yourself a little bit of extra time since she is over in the UK and it takes a little while for it to cross the pond and clear US customs. Next on the list is the Fable Beard Company. Fable Beard Company makes beard products such as oils, balms, butters, and co-wash. And each of their scent profiles is a fantasy character. Today I am wearing the Hero, which smells of warm cologne and rich tobacco. Really more cologne than tobacco, but whatever. They said that's there, so I'll say it too. It's an absolutely wonderful scent. Probably one of my absolute favorites out of their entire lineup. They have a deal where if you are a first-time buyer, they have a buy one get one offer. So all you have to do is you would connect to their website and create a account, and when you purchase your beard oil, you select 2 beard oils, put them in your cart, and if you use the code FIRST, the second beard oil will be discounted to 0. And if you are a fan of the Traveler Pirates of Drinax campaign, we do have a website via Obsidian Portal. Feel free to click on that, and I have done the adventure log to read like news blurbs to keep you up to date on where we are at currently in the campaign. Go ahead and check it out. There's a lot of info there, and hopefully you will enjoy that. Still waiting for Carrie. Where'd she go? She is relaunching Discord. I see. So it looks like no Corey and no David tonight, so it will just be the 4 of us. Yeah, hopefully I can avoid any technical hijinks this week and actually get the stream to work. Looks like it's working, so cross your fingers. Okay, we're still waiting for Carrie. While we're waiting for Carrie, I will go ahead and do a recap. So you guys, last week, you stormed the castle, as they say. Rexar did a personal one-on-one duel with the leader of the mercenaries that were hired. They were Glorious Empire mercenaries that were hired by PRQ to be strike breakers, and he won. It was close, but he won and killed the guy. And so the rest of the living mercenaries, there were 3 more of them, were basically kind of up a creek because if they went back to the Glorious Empire, they were just going to be put on the front lines, and they didn't want that. And this sounded like a much better deal. And so Rexar offered them the opportunity to join you as pirates, and they accepted that offer. Meanwhile, you guys stormed the command center of the base, and that got sketchy for a little bit, but you got through that, especially once Rexar finally rejoined the rest of the party and showed up with a plasma gun man portable and blew the doors completely off their hinges. And so you have taken control of, you've aided the workers union in taking control of the mining complex. And so that is why I have put you guys back into the larger screen. And as soon as we can get everybody on, we will get underway.
So you remember a couple weeks ago I was playing Dungeons and Dragons with you, and I just was like, ow, 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 oh my god, ow, out of nowhere?
Yes. What was that all about?
I stepped on a needle.
Oh, man.
I never explained it, but I stepped on a needle, and the side with the eye on it went into my foot like a quarter of an inch. It really, really fucking hurt.
Oh my god! Just even imagining that sounds painful.
It was terrible. I went in the bathroom and I put Hydro Cleanse on it, and yeah, I was doing all kinds of shit. We were right in the middle of the fight though, but yeah, I never ever explained why I did. I just explained that out of nowhere, so I had to get that off my chest. And now it seems like as good a time as that.
That is brutal.
It's a brutal lesson in keeping track of your needles. Honestly.
Right?
I deserved it. So.
Ugh, man. That's like some pinhead kind of torture crap.
I just felt like a dumbass the entire time. Because that's what I was being. I was just completely avoidable. So I'm much more careful since then.
Ugh.
I got to confess. I feel cleansed. Yes, I am the captain. I am in charge.
Have audio from other sites just fine. Yeah, sometimes with Discord, for who knows why, whatever reason, if it is set to default for audio, um, it it doesn't default to what your default is. In fact, I don't know where it sends your audio, but it's evidently not to the proper place. Hmm. Okay, go have a smoke, Melissa. Hmm. Um. That's why. Weird. Hmm? What?
Did it cut it off?
No, Discord's being weird with Carrie.
Oh.
There you are. Can you hear me now? Sweet.
It literally showed me that on my end it showed that I was on the Drinax server.
Weird.
And it did apparently not.
Yeah, I got to looking over on my friends list and I was like, you're online, but I don't see you in channel, which would weird. That's some dubious lag going on. Okay, so having taken control of the command center of the mining complex, you pretty much have control of the mining complex presently. However, two things have come up. In all this time, the system defense ship that was left out in the outer reaches has come in far enough that they are inbound to the planet. Probably another day, and they'll be at the planet. So that's a problem. The second thing is that, you know, if they were to get too close, you could shoot them down with the missiles, but come to find out, the missile racks were not full. They only had 8 missiles in their magazines each, and they fired off at least 4 from each. So that leaves a total between the two of them, 8 missiles. There are no reloads. So probably not enough to take out one of the ships. Maybe it is, but probably not something you want to bet on. Things are going to get a lot more difficult if that ship lands and starts disgorging Marines. So, how would you like to handle that sorry little situation?
Do we have enough firepower on our ship to make up for the lack of missiles on the ground?
It would certainly help. Yeah. I mean, if there are, you know, if there are volleys of missiles coming from the ground plus you attacking, that's definitely going to put a crimp in their style, and it's definitely going to put things more in your favor.
I wonder if there's a way to resolve this diplomatically as well. Like, seems like they have very little chance of retaking it after this much of a loss on their part.
That's
Might be
the lawyer.
yeah. Yeah, that's true. Hold on, and I will let you know what this ship is capable of. Let's see here. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Huh. All right, pack it. Huh, I found an error in the book. Okay, so the system defense boat is a 400-ton streamlined ship with thrust 6, so it has the same thrust rating as the Harrier. Weapon systems, it has 2 triple turrets filled with pulse lasers and 2 triple turrets filled with missiles. Let's see here. It's got a captain, 3 pilots, astrogator, 2 engineers, a maintenance person, medic, and 4 gunners, in addition to a complement of 8 Marines. So, I mean, it's not terrible, but you don't know what those Marines are armed with. They could be just wearing combat armor, which is the more likely situation, although because it's corporate, there could be 6 Marines in combat armor and 2 in battle dress, which would significantly be a problem.
Yeah, let's stop them before they get here, I suppose.
At least try.
Yeah, at least try.
Okay, so you guys are going to take off in the Harrier and go try to deal with these PRQ guys. So let's see here.
Wait, before we do that, can we confirm that there will be people on the ground who know how to use the ground missiles?
Well, they already have proven...
If they're just miners seeking revolution, they might not know how to use it.
Well, they've already proven that they know how to use them at least a little bit, because they fired missiles and shot down the first system defense boat.
Okay. I just want to make sure that if we all head up in the Harrier that they know what to do.
So, Ching Shi...
Oh, sorry. I didn't want to pursue them. I wanted to hang back, like within range to take shots when the missiles start going. Right.
Okay.
That's land on our side now, right?
I'm sorry, what was that?
So we've also got some Aslan traitors on our side now, right?
Right. It's presumed, well, hold on, and I will tell you what they have. I forgot about the fact that they have their own ship.
Hey, you furries, you want to prove your worth?
That's right. The furries are always on the front line.
Oh my god. Oh, here. All right, so they have probably not the most impressive ship, but they are flying around in a AOE class light trader. It's a 300-ton streamlined ship. Thrust 1, jump 2. Weapons, it has 2 double turrets that are beam lasers, and a double turret that has a missile rack and a sandcaster in it. So, not terribly badly armed for a trade ship. And it's just a little bit smaller than the Harrier.
Awesome. So we have 2 ships and a partial thing of missiles.
Right.
Okay.
And we're confident
Do
that
this.
the big cowards that turn tail will not decide to fire on us while we're up there.
Yeah, I'm fairly confident.
Well, yeah, you shouldn't have too much of a problem. I mean, the cowards, yeah, the cowards that, I mean, they are considered dishonorable to Harrate Aslan, but that's not to say that they are without honor. They have a very warped sense of it.
Okay. So if they've committed to join, they'll join. They're not like going to kill us the first chance they get. Got it.
Right. And so I will move us over to a space-like map, but I'm not going to bother planting any tokens because I kind of want to get through speedy, I want to do exciting space combat as opposed to token movement, which I find has very little use. Token movement in space combat I find has very little use, and I don't find it to be fun. So, Cheng Shi, go ahead and make a piloting plus dex check.
Nine.
Okay, so that's not your best roll, but it was enough to get you off the ground.
What?
Okay, so you are off the ground. Are you, flooring it and putting all 6 thrust into it to get to these guys as fast as you can?
I thought we wanted to hang back. They'll come in range for the missiles, and then we'll all let loose at once.
Yeah, I think we want to give them more of it rather than chase them down. We want them to come to us.
Okay.
Because the missiles are definitely going to need to be a part of this for us to win, I believe. So we should just hang back so that we can have a chance to go off and hit the target.
Okay, I gotcha. Let me throw up some turns here. What? There we go. That works. Okay, so Captain Beth, I forget which tactics you have. Do you have tactics Navy? Or really just does
I do.
I have
I
naval
got-
tactics.
I just have, jack of all trades that makes my tactics a 0, but I don't have anything specific.
But Ching Shi, you have naval tactics, correct?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Ching Shi, go ahead and make a naval tactics plus intellect check.
$13.
Ooh, okay. So everybody, so Ching Shi, since you made it, Captain Beth, go ahead and make a initiative check. So either your dex or your intellect, your choice, and you get to add +3 to it.
So we got 11, so it's 4.
So you have an initiative of 3.
Oh, 3. I'm sorry.
And let me see what our Aslan crew has. They got a 2. All right. So when you say that you want to hang back, do you want to try to like hide behind one of the moons, or are you just going to stay out in the open or in the upper atmosphere? How do you want to do it?
I kind of wanted to line up the range of my weapons with the range of the missiles so that we can, as soon as they come within, not the difficult range, but the average one, that we can just set off our shots at that point. I'm not
Okay.
sure what would be near there, if it would be near one of the moons or closer.
So probably best to head at least to one side of one of the moons. And the Harrier has a single turret missile rack, so you can launch a missile along with the 2 that will come from the ground as well.
Excellent. That sounds like a good plan.
So, Beth, go ahead and, let's see here. Go ahead and make a leadership plus intellect roll, and we will see what you get. So you have leadership, right? Maybe you don't want to make that roll.
Yes, I do. I got leadership. Hold on.
Okay.
Intellect, you said?
Either intellect or EDU, your choice.
9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay, so you can give out 3 boons to whoever you want. So then the question is, who is in the Harrier? Who is sitting in the control of the missile turret?
Yeah, who's got the best gunner? Is that
Yeah,
gunner?
it would be Gunner.
I have gunner 1. Anybody got gunner 2? No?
Mm-mm.
No.
Okay, looks like I'm taking the shot. I give a boon to me, I give a boon to the Aslans, I give a boon to whoever is shooting missiles on the ground.
Okay. And then the second question I have is, who is going to be operating the particle beam barbette on the Harrier?
Volunteers? No?
That is also gunner. I have gunner 0.
That's not bad. Okay, I got it.
Alright.
I'm completely untrained in gunner, sorry. I'm more of a, I don't know, shoot him in the face kind of person instead of shoot him in space kind of person.
So does Raph have any mechanical or or engineering ability?
I've got mechanic 0.
Okay, well then you could be on damage control duty.
Is there any way I can use my recon to spot anything out of the ordinary, or, I don't know, assess our danger?
Probably not, because the ranges that we're talking about in space require sensors checks. Do you have electronic sensors? Or
No,
like,
electronics comm, not sensors.
so you've got that means you have sensors at 0. So you, instead of doing damage control, you could just operate the sensors, which can actually give a bonus to attack rolls as well.
What would you prefer, Captain? Where do you need me?
The sensors thing that gives us a bonus. Sounds good.
Okay, so Raph, go ahead and make a electronics plus either your intellect or education, your choice.
You said intellect or education?
Yep, either one.
Double 6 for a 14.
Ooh. So all of the missile operators, that means they get a +6 to their check, in addition to the fact that they have a boon dice.
I'm gonna help you target that shit.
So, yeah, she got a critical. So, all right. The ship's coming into range, and you time it perfectly because it takes longer. It'll take longer for the ground missiles to reach their target than it will for the Harrier's missile, because the Harrier's closer. So you wait basically you wait about 18 seconds until you can see the missile catching up to the Harrier before you fire. So Beth, you cut loose with a missile. So there are 3 missiles coming at the system defense boat that will hit next round. The particle beam barbette has a range of Sorry, my brain is scrambled today. So the particle beam barbette has a range of very long. So Keith, if you wanted to fire the particle beam barbette, you could hit as well.
Yes, let's do that.
Okay, hold on just a sec. Okay. Okay, so so Captain Beth and the Aslan and the ground control crew do not have to make their roll just yet. But Chief Clark, you can go ahead and make your gunner attack. So it'd be gunner plus dex. And you get a +6 to the attack.
Sorry, 14.
So that just hits. Actually, no, I'm sorry. No, that's +2 to damage. And damage for the particle barbette is shit. Hold on. I thought I had this written down.
Okay. No worries.
So that would be 4D plus 2.
Okay. $17.
Ooh, okay. Let's see here. So you got 4 points through their armor. Let's see what the Aslan are going to do. So the Aslan don't have anything that'll be in range yet, but they did launch a missile. The system defense boat is going to attempt to use pulse lasers to shoot down missiles. So let's see. They were able to shoot down one of the 4 missiles. That means that they are going to take 3 missiles on the next round. Qingxi, are you going to bring the Harrier any closer? How do you guys want to do this?
I feel like I'm just waiting for Captain's orders. Do you want to stay at this distance? Do you want to close?
I think I want to stay at this distance. I am pretty distracted, like getting ready to fire though. So if like your naval tactics ability tells you to do something else, then you can be in charge of that for now.
Okay, that sounds good. I'm just thinking, sorry, I'm in the middle of listening to The Expanse novels, and somebody did a really cool battle tactic, and now I'm like, oh, I want to try to do the same thing, but it'll wait. I'll bust out
Go for it. This is not a small foe, so I mean, if you've got an idea, you should probably go for it.
Well, the idea is to, depending on how well they're like rolling out of the field, I'd love to try and get them back into their debris because it's projectiles that are continuing to move through. So if we're missing or we've created debris or we're hit, I'd really like to try and get the bad guys into that debris field for additional damage.
That's not a terrible idea. I mean,
It kind of depends on how they're dodging out.
right. So like on their turn, they're going to be taking evasive maneuvers, and all of the missiles have to roll to hit. So if there's going to be additional debris, that's when it's going to happen.
I would like for us to attempt to get them to evade into debris. Or if we actually are in an asteroid field, into a nice asteroid, just evade right into that big rock. Be great.
You're not, I mean, there is, here, so I said I wasn't going to, but it just is going to make more sense. Let me put you guys where you actually are.
All right, there I go, mucking it all up again.
No, it just what you're wanting to bring in battle tactics and whatnot, and I see where you're going with this, and I'm like, okay, yeah, we're gonna need to put some eyeballs on this. So this is a rough estimate of how this looks right now. There is a bit of a small ring field around Acrid, but it's not really much that is going to do a whole lot of damage. The one thing about modern hulls on spaceships is that they are self-sealing. So if there is a micrometeor impact or something like that, the hull will seal on its own. But if it's a massive onslaught, like if you were to have them flip around into their own debris field and they would just take so much damage from it, that's going to be detrimental to their health.
Right, or if we have like the ground laser hold, and you said that there was an 18-second delay. So if we time it instead so that the enemy ship is evading our missiles at the point that the ground fires the laser, and time it that way. So
well, the ground is firing missiles, but missiles have incredible thrust systems, so they get up and flat move.
Okay. So working somehow with the delay. So like if we watch the ground missiles go by as the ship evades, aiming instead where we anticipate they're going to evade to.
Right.
So I'd like them to evade into a missile, but that's fine. It's no problem. We'll figure it out.
So, having said that, so you're the pilot. Do you want to pilot the ship in any direction to get into that position? And let me double check something here. Oops, that's not the button I wanted.
Well, I feel like at that distance, it's going to be more about the comm happening between the surface and us, and the Aslans, like as far as telling people when to hold fire and when to fire, as opposed to needing to zip around.
Gotcha.
Once we're fired upon, if the corporate force fires upon us, then I would want to be able to take evasive maneuvers.
Okay, so you can. If you want on your turn, if you want to move the Harrier can move up to 6 hexes, and you have full control. You can move it wherever you want. Now, keep in mind that if you move a full 6 hexes, that leaves no thrust left over for reactions for evasive maneuvers and things like that. So you'll want to judge for yourself what your economy is on how much thrust points you want to spend.
Okay.
So, Keith Clark, do you want to make another shot?
Yep, I'll take another shot.
Go for it.
Eight.
You got an 8?
Yeah, I got an 8.
So that's a miss. And then the question too is, Captain Beth, do you want to launch another missile?
Yes.
Okay. So you launch a second missile that will hit them next round. The Aslan, being Aslan, are not going to stand around. And they launch another missile. All right, so Beth Smith, roll for your go ahead and roll for your missile check. So gunner plus your dex. It is a boon, and you have a +6.
Wow, sweet. 21.
Yikes. Okay, so hold on, I'm figuring out. So that's, let's see here. It's 12. And one was shot down. Okay, so the both the missiles from the the system defense boat is not able to maneuver. That doesn't help them in any way, and they are slammed by 3 missiles for a total of 12d damage. So, Captain Beth, go ahead and roll 12d damage.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 10.
And this is why missile volleys are frightening.
I got it. Oh crap, I dropped one. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna have to write this down so I don't miss a guy. Alright. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. Thirty, 42, 49.
Jesus. Okay, so
Yeah.
so they actually take 36 and a couple of criticals. Roll 2d, and I'll tell you what critical hit.
You said 2d6, right?
Correct. Yeah, 2d6.
Yeah, I rolled 7.
So that went directly to their hull. Roll 2d again.
Okay. 7 again.
Okay, so all that damage went directly to their hull, which, I mean, they can take a punch, but that's still smarts. They launch 2 missiles in return, which will get to you. Well, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to thrust 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then they're going to launch 2 missiles. At this range, it will reach you in a turn. or on your next turn. And then
So since I didn't move last turn, when do I get to react?
you can react on your turn. You can use a reaction to avoid those missiles. Also, Keith Clark can use a reaction to try to shoot down one of those missiles.
Awesome.
So 2 missiles are launched at you, and they fire their pulse lasers. And they hit. Let's see here. Oof. For 13. So, do you guys have a copy of the record sheet for the Harrier?
Let me check.
I might need to get you one.
I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't think I do.
Okay, so the Harrier has armor 4. So the Harrier takes 9 points to its hull, which means, and you'll want to write this down as soon as I find it.
He upgraded it some too.
We healed it.
Right.
Oh,
So the Harrier has
okay.
88 hull points,
Okay.
and you just took 9.
All right.
And the J drive took a critical hit.
Oh, balls. Stuck on the armpit.
So, on your turn, Ching Shi, go ahead and you can use as many thrust points as you want to make to make evasive maneuvers.
Alright.
Let's get on the other side of the moon. Let's go in a circle.
That is an
Give
option.
everyone else a chance. Shoot.
Or you could try to do
I
something
want-
daring and fly past the missiles and get them to follow you.
Ooh, that's
Wait,
all.
can you say that one more time?
I'd say there's another expanse maneuver. You could do something really thrilling, fly past the missiles and get them to follow you and take them back to the people that shot them at you.
Yeah, or we could dump the drive to attract the missiles and then go on the float but not be hit. But no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, you don't want to be left out here.
Okay. Let's see. So, Captain, what are your orders?
Fly around to the other side of the moon that we are near.
Okay.
Well, I mean, there's really not a whole lot of time to get orders. This is a reaction. You're trying to avoid getting hit by these missiles.
Okay, so you said I could move 6 hexes.
Yeah, well, however many hexes. I mean, you haven't used any of your thrusts. So, I mean, you can, whatever you want to do for evasive maneuvers, you can spend that many thrust points, which is a detriment to that's a minus DM to their 2 hit roll.
Okay, so instinctively, I'm thinking if they're hoping to hit at both the Aslans and us, then the best thing I can do is get away from the Aslans and put some distance between us. Because I'm guessing right now we're close enough, they're firing missiles in our general direction to be there, and then we're close together. So I'm going to move this way. I think that's 4.
Okay, so next, Keith Clark, you can make a particle beam attack and try to blow up at least one of the missiles.
I will do so.
Yeah, just say make it so.
Yeah, make it so. Yeah, it's a
So it's
regular.
it's your gunner plus dex.
Okay. 6.
That's a failure, so let's see.
Yeah.
So with Ching Shi's maneuvers, the missiles miss completely. And they get to make another attack next round. So now here's the question. Right now you have Raph in the sensor's position, but the J drive has taken damage. Do you want to send her down to engineering for damage control?
Yes, I do like that idea. I think we should do that.
Yeah. You should do what you can down there. I don't want our jump drive to get ruined.
Okay, so Raph is running through the corridors of a wildly spinning ship in the middle of a firefight. Thrilling heroics.
I want to.
Maybe if we're spinning frantically, we're harder to hit.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
We're a twisty-turny target. That's got to make it harder.
I want to grab good old Billy Buddy on my way down to do some patching up and make him my fucking gopher.
Good idea. Yep, take Teddy with you.
Teddy, is that what his name is? I forgot what his name is. I'm
Yeah,
calling
Teddy.
everybody.
Teddy, the ship's steward.
Sure. Teddy, get your ass down here and start handing me tools, buddy. I need you. Let's go.
Okay, so
This shit's teenager. That's right.
yeah, Teddy looks like he's getting a little bit queasy because the grav plating isn't keeping up, and so you could definitely feel the centrifugal force as the ship is rotating. The Aslan are not going to stand for this. This aggression will not stand.
This advantage here, man.
And they are going to get way closer. They launch a missile and fire their pulse lasers. But they really suck and missed by like 3. Their pulse lasers shoot wide.
Even with a boon? I gave him a boon.
They already used that, and that was already used up on their last attack. Yeah, their last missile hit.
It was like a bless.
Yeah, no, that boon's gonna last for like 10 minutes, right?
As long as I concentrate on it.
I'm just gonna keep hoping really hard. So, system defense boat is going to. What is the system defense boat going to do?
You're gonna surrender.
Not quite yet. They're going to launch 2 missiles at the Harrier and rake the.
Captain, flirt with him.
That works every time.
Flirt, go for it.
They're going to launch 2 missiles at the Harrier and try to hit the Aslan with pulse lasers. Hooray, they hit with lasers.
This is one conflict that cleavage won't get us out of. I'm afraid. Probably.
I'm not sure. I mean, I really feel like cleavage can get you out of just about anything.
Damn near.
Or perhaps it can't this time.
So the Aslan are raked with 8 points of damage and take a critical hit to their jump drive. Their female Aslan is going to be running back to the engineering section. The purser is also going to double as their engineer. All right, Qingxi, what do you want to do? Now, here's some things to keep in mind about the Harrier. So the Harrier is a commerce raider, i.e. a pirate ship. One of the things that the commerce raider has is something called a breaching tube. What that means is it is designed to fly fast up to a ship, and out of the front of the Harrier comes a tube that latches onto the ship. Cutting lasers cut a hole in their side, and people can pour into the enemy ship and start cutting down the crew inside. I don't know if that's something you really want to do since you're kind of understaffed at the moment, but
right. I was gonna say we're not doing that without our buddy in battle dress and a little bit better odds, in my opinion. If Captain orders it, I will follow orders, but I'm not going to recommend it.
If we cut a hole in it and like fly away, they're kind of fucked though, aren't they?
yeah, it does cause some problems. I mean, at least that section of the ship would have to be sealed off.
Yeah. So depending on where you cut the hole, it might. If they get real close to pursuing us, that could definitely be an option.
You could start cutting holes in them. Breach and run away, and breach and run away.
You're going to take a lot of fire doing that.
Yeah, you have to get real close.
Well, I suppose as a last resort then.
So what I'm also thinking about old school pirate movies is when pirate ships are on either side of their target.
A broadside.
And they both fire into the target.
Yep, that's a broadside.
Okay, and since the Aslan are next, personally, that's what I would like to do.
Move your ship up to 6 axes.
Only with Captain's approval.
You're in charge of this part of the mission. I'm just shooting guns. So use your naval tactics. I believe in you.
Okay. That's real close. I'm gonna go right here. So I think I moved 4.
Okay. Yeah, I'm so proud of you. A broadside, man. I've always wanted to see a broadside in Traveler. I guess we're going to get to see that. So,
but then if we miss, this is the problem, is if those Aslan assholes miss, or we miss, and does our fire...
you'd have to really screw that up. I mean, space is big. Space is really big. So, and it's 3-dimensional.
We haven't fired into each other. Okay.
So, Beth Smith, your turn. Do you want to fire missiles? They will hit this round.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. So you go ahead. You're going to fire missiles. Keith Clark, do you want to fire the particle beam barbette?
Yes.
Okay.
What will?
Okay. I got 9.
Okay. So yeah, that hits. Roll 4D damage.
Well.
Oof. Okay. Their hull sucks up that damage.
I got 10.
Okay, so with particle barbette, roll 4d plus 2 damage.
Okay.
Okay. Oops. Very nice. Very nice. So, Raph, you get down. You and Teddy get down to engineering, and you can see that there is some coolant leak and steam coming out of the J drive. Teddy's going to go ahead and try to help you. And believe it or not, he is a help. You can make a mechanic plus intellect or education check with a +1. Go, Teddy.
Got an 8.
Perfect. So you are locking down, you are in the process of locking down the issue with the J drive, and you're doing a bypass for the coolant system. The Aslan are going to fire their missiles, and they hit.
Yes.
Oof, for 15 damage. Which means there is a critical.
Turn them to chum.
Their crew compartment takes damage. You see 3 Marines get sucked out of a hull breach into space. They're flailing about, and because they're wearing combat armor, they've got, maybe 10 hours before they run out of O2, or they're going to get sucked into the orbit and fall through to a fiery death through the atmosphere of Acrid. Then the Aslan are going to pummel them with pulse lasers, but they miss.
One thing to think about is we could, with the floating Space Marines, we could try grappling them and taking them prisoner if we think they're worth anything from negotiations with the corporation. If anything, for collateral.
That's true. I mean, you've got time. They're just out here floating for now. You've got
Exactly. As long as they're not if they're just like on the float and they've got enough oxygen for a while, we could go after them and just reel them in and put them in the brig, or we don't have a brig because we're not combat, but grapple them in, and then if they're annoying, we can just respace them.
So something to keep in mind, and you didn't say anything about it, but all of you, I would assume, are wearing either a vac suit or your whatever combat armor you have, probably with the helmet on, because you don't want that kind of thing happening to you without a suit.
Right.
Yeah.
Or, get a critical hit in your O2 or Atmo. That would be a real crimp in the whole thing. The system defense boat is going to they're going to fire 2 missiles at the Aslan and 2 pulse lasers at the Harrier.
Okay. I would say on our next round, perhaps we should open comms, and now that we're like legitimately turning the tide, it might be a good time to see if they want to chat.
The Aslan shoot down one of the missiles, but they eat the other one. Oof. For 19 points of damage, and they take a critical in their cargo hold. Well, that could have been worse. For you guys, they hit. They hit for 9 points of damage, which means they only do 5. But they do get through. Oh no! The particle beam barbette takes a critical hit, and the turret is jammed in place. So it's pointed at their ship, but you can't. It normally has a 360-degree turret movement, and it's stuck in that position.
Did people on the ground ever fire their missile? Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. So that's a good point. So let's see. As a reaction, they shoot down one of the missiles. They will take the other one. For 15, which means the system defense boat takes a critical hit to their maneuver drive.
Yeah.
They now only have 5 thrust available. Harrier. Ching-Shi, what do you want to do for piloting? Are you just holding station? Or do you want to try and maneuver around them? Do you want to get closer? What do you want to do?
Ching-Shi, you're muted if you're talking.
Yeah, you're muted.
So the gun is locked in pointed at them position.
Correct. So part of your piloting.
Move on their left.
So part of your piloting, if you want to move around them, part of your piloting would be maintaining that facing of the ship so that he could keep shooting at them.
Okay. I feel like since they're not going to be able to maneuver as well, then maybe it's worth it to go for a new angle. So I'm going to just go. I'm going to move. What is that? 4 or 3? I think 3 right there.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead and make a piloting check to make sure that you can keep your facing correct. Very nice. Very nice. Keith Clark, go ahead and because your turret's locked into position, aiming is difficult, so you're at a -2. Go ahead and make your gunner check for your particle beam barbette.
Okay. 6.
That's a miss. And Captain Beth, you can fire missiles, and because of positioning, you are now at a routine check to hit, so you only have to get 6+ to hit with missiles.
Okay.
You got an 8?
Yep.
So roll 4d for damage.
Let's see here. 15.
Okay, that's another critical. Go ahead and roll 2d.
Fucking 7 again.
Okay, they take it all to their hull. They are looking beat the fuck up. Raph, you get the. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, don't worry about continuing to hit the hull. That's what keeps them from being spaced. So if you keep doing damage to the hull,
Right. Sooner or later, there won't be a hole left.
it's totally fine. Now they can't maneuver, they can't jump, and they have giant gaping holes in their ship.
Well, with
It's fine.
2 criticals to their hull, I would say that the ship would have a much tougher time landing on planet because it's not going to be as streamlined anymore. So,
Chunks will just fly off if they try and land.
Right.
They can't get away. They can't land.
Raph, you just got the coolant leak locked down in the J drive, and you get a report that the particle barbette turret is now locked into position because it took a critical hit.
Come on, Teddy, let's go.
Okay, so next round, Raph will be at the particle barbette. The Aslan are going to. Move like that and do a missile and 2 pulse lasers. The missile misses, but the pulse lasers hit for 7 points, but they don't cause a critical. The system defense boat, let's see here. The system defense boat, the system defense boat does not like this situation. And it will fire 2 missiles at the Aslan and pulse lasers at the Harrier. Holy shit. They roll snake eyes on their missiles for the Aslan, so the Aslan are fine. You can hear lots of cat-like growling laughter coming from the Aslan ship. Man, and these assholes miss you guys with the pulse lasers too. You just hear bop, 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 and you see light streaking across the ship, but nothing connects. Harrier. So, Ching-Shi, what do you want to do?
Should we open a channel
In charge.
so that we can tell them what we've assessed of the situation, or do we just want to put them down?
I feel like we should just put him down. Like the people below are expecting that of us, I think.
Fair enough.
Nice.
Pursuit.
All right.
They scare me a lot less right now.
All right. Keith Clark. Well, Ching-Shi, go ahead and make a piloting check to make sure you can keep your facing. Yeah, okay. You're able to keep the facing. So, Keith Clark, you're still at a -2. Go ahead and make your gunner check. Gunner plus dex. See if you can hit them.
11.
That is a hit.
Meaning,
So, roll 2d plus 11, or 4d plus 3, and for damage.
not very good, but 12.
Okay, no critical hit. And Captain Beth, you want to launch a missile?
Yes. Eight.
Okay. That is better than theirs. Your missile hits. Go ahead and roll 40 damage.
4, 6, 10.
So your missile slams into them, and you see parts of their ship flying off. Shrapnel is like flying off of their ship. There are big holes in their armor. Their ship is not looking good at all. Raph, you get to the particle barbette turret and can see that the gears are jammed up with shrapnel. Go ahead and make a mechanics check, but Teddy's of no use this time. He's too weak to help you drag it out. The particle barbette is still stuck. The gear mechanism has a chunk of metal stuck in the gears. The Aslan are going to go for it. And are going to fire at point blank range. Their missile hits with a +3. Well, their missile hits. So, for 16 points. And a critical. The ship's armor takes a critical and they lose half their armor. The pulse lasers hit. Oh my god.
I like the sound of that. I like the pulse lasers hit. Oh, for the love of God.
Yeah.
That's good. That's what I like.
With a +4. For 16 points of damage. And you can see the system defense boat there's flames coming out of it. There's a trail of smoke and debris. It is limping away. And your comms come to life. This is PRQ System Defense Boat 342. We are raising the white flag. We surrender. Over. How do you respond?
I can do that.
I don't know.
I guess we got a lot of repair.
Good for parting it out, for weapon drive into it to make it worth anything. I mean, unless you want to leave it here.
I guess what I'd say is never return to Acrid again.
No, but they can't
Oh.
go.
Oh wait, no.
They-
Well,
they
they
can't
don't
leave.
have a jump.
On board.
Have like a trial. Everyone can
They
be
can't-
sentence on to death and stuff.
Exactly. They can't land because the ship will disintegrate. They have no drive. So you want to take them with you, putting them on the ground is the next best thing to do. And then the people of Acrid can decide what's best.
Okay, I agree with that. Let's do that.
Okay. So, are you boarding their ship or forcing them to land?
I think we need to board their ship because their ship may not survive landing.
That's very true. They have 6 hull points left. You guys
Alright,
beat the
yeah,
crap out of them.
Let's board them and take everyone prisoner and take them back on our ship.
Okay. So, Ching Shi, make a average piloting plus dex check to use your breaching tube. Normally this would be a difficult check, but they're not shooting back. In fact, I mean, if you don't want to use the breaching tube and do more damage, you don't have to. You could just dock with them. They are surrendering.
Since they've surrendered, and I mean, I think, taking them down, sort of giving them a ride to where they want to go, taking them down to the surface is still not being murder hobos because they can't get anywhere else. So I say we just board and take them down. But first, strip what we can from the ship, drain the water tanks, take all your
siphon all the gas.
Like, no lie. Any parts that we need for our J drive that aren't smashed in their J drive, just.
So they don't have a J drive, but they do have an M drive that has taken a critical hit.
So I say we pick it clean like a whale carcass at the bottom of the ocean, and then take the crew down to the surface.
Good call.
Okay. So are you using the breaching tube or are you just docking?
They're willing, well, theoretically, they're willing participants in this plan because they're rude. So I don't see a need to breach at this point.
Okay. So what'd you get for your piloting check?
What did I get for my pilot check? 8, 11, 12.
Oh yeah, no problem. You dock, your docking collar extends and connects to the side of their ship. And who all is going over to their ship? Of course, Raph.
I'll go. I'm the captain. Gotta order people around.
Damn straight.
I feel like I gotta stay. Someone's gotta stay and steer. So I'll
Yeah, I
stay.
got super thick.
Well, I mean, you don't really have to stay and steer. The two ships are connected to each other. They'll just sit there and spin on their own.
Right. That's true. I'm gonna grab my weapon and be ready just in case they decide to change their minds once the ships are up to one another. Because I don't want another crew that's in distress that tries to take us over.
That thought crossed my mind. Keith Clark, what are you doing?
I'm gonna start repairing some stuff.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. Go ahead and make a mechanics check.
Okay.
It would be mechanics plus either intellect or EDU. Okay, so you get the particle barbette unlocked and remove that critical, and it's able to move again.
Nice.
And Captain, can we task the Aslan with picking up those floaty soldiers?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Delivering to us?
You would do a great job. It's an excellent idea.
Okay, so the Aslan move over here and are in the process of doing recovery operations. They reply back, we're in the process of recovering 3 slaves. Remember, they're from the Glorious Empire, so...
True. I suppose to the victor goes the spoils.
I love how you guys... Slavery? Yeah, we're fine with that.
Rexar will set him straight. It's okay. Don't worry.
Yeah, they're kind of under Rexar's command. So you get to the airlock, and it is not locked. It opens, and the air cycles, you see that there are 5 Marines left. They have laid down their arms, and they are still in their combat armor, but they have laid down their arms. The captain of the ship comes over and formally surrenders the PRQ System Defense Ship 342 to, and he says, "I'm sorry, I didn't catch your names."
For the Pirates of Drinax. And for once we're showing mercy.
He says, "Okay," and you see he's got a hand computer, and he kind of puts it down. He's clearly marking this in his personal log to show. I mean, all captains are required to keep a personal log, and so he keeps personal log. The Pirates of Drinax have taken our ship.
I'll take that off his hands for him. That's just fine.
Okay.
He doesn't need to send any messages. He's not texting himself. It's fine. We got it. We'll take that off his hands.
I want to know all his embarrassing secrets. That they're all in there.
Yeah. Well, you find out he's a little bit emo. I mean, he does keep a journal, so.
There's poetry in there.
Yeah, there's bad poetry.
Maybe there's locations of other well-equipped corporate ships.
So, which of you is going to guard the... you've got them all basically in their common area on the system defense boat. Who's going to keep a gun on them and keep them under charge? Well, with Captain Beth, and we'll get to what Beth is doing here in just a moment. But, so I guess that leaves Ching Shi. Do you want to tour the ship and take stock of what is available here?
Yes, I would like to start going over it, keeping it clean.
So, if you were to strip this ship, and you'll want to write this down, whoever's keeping a tab of party loot.
I am keeping the company loot tab.
Okay, so you are able to, off of this ship, if you were to strip it, you can get 2 functioning pulse lasers.
Nice, dude.
2 functioning missile turrets with 24 missiles. They're standard missiles. If you were so inclined, you could pull off 4 functioning turrets. You can loot a total of 4 tons of spares, which are spare parts for repairing ships.
Nice.
Now, personal stuff, there are 5 advanced combat rifles.
You ready to do something?
Does anybody need an advanced combat rifle? I think we all have one except Raph.
Well, we could sell them or give them to the revolutionaries or something. Sure, they're useful, right?
Or you've got pirates sitting on your space station, too, that you could arm with them.
I think we can take all that equipment back to the space station.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we should do.
If you strip the
Probably
Marines...
some of the exterior weaponry as well, so that there's a defense system on the space station.
If you strip the Marines, you get 5 suits of combat armor. And the combat armor is TL10, with which is plus 13. If you just put down that it's TL10, just put down combat armor TL10, I'll know what you're talking about if one of you decides to take it.
Okay.
And 5 naked Marines.
Yeah, there's now five Marines in their underwear.
That's right.
In the cargo hold, the cargo hold took a critical hit. Unfortunately, that means that there's only one suit of battle dress left in the cargo hold. It is Teal 13 battle dress. The other one is damaged beyond repair.
Alright. What happens?
I'm sorry, I said 4 tons of spare parts. It's actually 14 tons of spare parts.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And that's really about it. Now, Beth Smith, do you have electronics computers?
I have electronic sensors.
So you have computers at 0. Go and make electronics. Go ahead and make an electronics plus EDU or intellect check. You find something interesting in the logs. Hold on, I'm looking for a specific thing here. You see a log that an Imperial treasure ship is traveling along the Florian trade route and is with a very lightly armed convoy. The name of the ship is the Martin II.
Sounds good.
So what you know about Imperial treasure ships is that they are massive. They're huge capital ships that are designed around a central vault. Literally, the rest of the ship could be destroyed, but the vault would remain.
Interesting.
I mean, as soon as you see this, your mouth just starts watering. I mean, you're talking about a lot of money here.
Our next order first.
Hope it's not a trap. I mean, it seems a little too good to be true, but I don't know. We weren't anticipating for us to find information. It's probably fine.
If the ship is a corporate defense, if that's the mission of that ship is corporate security, then it would make sense that they would know the locations of.
Well, and even right, and even more so, PRQ Corporation. So, PRQ stands for Pax Rulin Quartermasters Incorporated, and Pax Rulin is in the Trojan Reach, and is actually a naval base for the Imperium. So this treasure ship has left Pax Rulin and is heading along the Florian trade route, and it's estimated to hit the planet Arunasir in about 4 weeks.
But it's not going to.
Oh man, it's gonna be fun.
I suspect there's going to be a problem.
So you guys get back down to the planet, and the so you just hand over the crew of the system defense ship? Is that the idea?
Yeah, they're gonna be tried as traitors against Acrid, or against the Democratic People's Republic of Acrid, or whatever the fuck they're gonna call it. I don't know.
Wow. Okay.
They're probably all gonna get put to death, but that's none of our business.
We're not major players here.
We know how it goes. I've seen a couple revolutions before.
So, Captain Beth, do you have diplomacy?
Probably not. Diplomat 0.
Go ahead and make a diplomacy plus EDU or intellect check. Or, if you want, you can add your social score if that would help instead.
Get 8. On my best work.
So what'd you get?
8.
Okay. So, in response to all of the help that you've given them and how much you've done for the workers' union of Acrid, what's her name? Gira Hollis, the leader of the workers' union, the Democratic Republic of Acrid, agrees to make Acrid a haven for you, and agrees, she says that she's been thinking about the options that you gave her as far as joining the kingdom of Drinax, and she thinks that would probably be in her best interest, and she wants Acrid to formally join the kingdom of Drinax.
Yay, we did it!
Hooray.
Party!
So that will conclude the revolution on Acrid. You all get a XP point.
Yes! Excellent. Need to write that down somewhere. Okay,
And we will pick up next week with you checking in on your pirate friends in Borite at your space station and basically dropping off a cargo hold full of parts that you have stripped from the system defense boat and checking in with them to see what is going on.
Cool.
Evan's gonna be gone the next couple times.
No, we get this week. We'll be here next week.
Oh, okay, but I guess the week after, is it okay if I play his character sheet to do engineering roles and stuff?
Definitely.
Okay, cool.
So I just to bring it up, so I will be gone August 8th through 13th. And so my Wednesday night Traveler game and my Friday night D&D game will be nixed for that week. I'm going to be camping, and then we're leaving the campsite and going to Hermiston for an Everclear concert.
Cool.
Cool.
So yeah, it should be a rockin' good time. And then this weekend, I will be at a family reunion, so if you play in my D&D games on Friday or Saturday, there's no games this weekend because I will be gone.
That's right. Okay.
Okie dokie.
This weekend?
Good.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, I'm going to be gone. I'm leaving Friday morning, and I won't be back till Sunday night. I'm going to be up north of Seattle.
A friend that I was gonna have play could play like this weekend, but okay. Oh well. I'll let her know. It's no big deal. I didn't level up her character yet, so I didn't do a whole lot.
Yeah, if you can keep her hanging on, we'll be back next week for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Yep, I will see you guys next week. Have a good night, guys.
Good
Have a
night.
good one.
Bye.
Take care.